Hey everyone, welcome to another Marketing Botics video. I'm Chris and I specialize in high level and automation AI tools. So what I'm going to do in this one is I'm going to teach you a cool little setup that you can use when using high level or the white labeled version of what you got. In my case up here, mine is Botics CRM. And in this, I'm going to show you a nice little setup on how you go about creating a form, getting that linked and getting the automation set up so that works for you. So let me just go into here. You can see on the left here, I've got all my blocks down here, and I'm going to go into sites, first of all, in order to create my form. And once I'm in here, I'm going to go up to forms and builder. And then from here, I'm going to press add form and start from scratch. So here is your form. First of all, what we're going to do is just give it a little label. So here we can just call it interest so feedback, just call feedback form, just there. And then what we're going to do is we're going to add our elements into it. So here we can just ask for their full name. We can do first and last name. And then here we can ask for the phone number. And we can keep it really simple like that. You can add the phone number should you want to. And if you do add the phone number, then it's going to give you the automatic terms and conditions, which you can change here just on the right by clicking on it. Make sure that you click on this blue bit and right click. Oh, what is the button? Oh, here, the three buttons, padlock key, and change this to be your terms and conditions that are on your website. If you haven't got any, I do advise that you get some. Once you've done that, just grab your button. If you don't do it, it will give you a preset button, but the preset button is a little naff, so just grab that there. Now, I like clicking on it, and what I like doing is I like making this full width, just there. And in here, because I've clicked on it, I can change the color should I want to whatever I want to change it to. And same with these, I can tweak these and change these by using the settings just here. If I click off it, and go up to this button up here. So nothing selected. This button up here, styles and options, and I got the option to do change all of it in here. Now, if that's too big for me, what I can do is I can just select this box here in line, and it'll put the them in line there. And obviously, I can move them around should I want to. For me, inline's good if you're using first and last name, because then you can do first and last name, phone number, and email there, and just do it over 2 lines. I'm just going to turn that off and make sure it's in line. So I like putting my phone number last, just there. So yeah, I grab this here. I want this down here actually there. So that's how I want it to look. I'm not going to make this mandatory, so I've just clicked on it. I'm going to turn the required off just there, but I'm going to make these as required. And then click button here. I can change this to submit or send or whatever I want it to be. Now, what I can do here, I've clicked off it again, and what I can do here is I've got styles, I've got themes just here if I want to theme it, and I've got options here. And in my options, I can either on submit, either give them a message or send them to a URL. And this works really well if you're doing downloads. So once they've submitted, you can change the URL to send them to the download URL if you're doing that. But I'm going to do a message just here. Thank you for taking the time to complete the form. Someone will be in touch ASAP. Just there. We can. Yep. Just there. And then I've got this down there. I can change the texture I want to. Now make sure you save it. So save just there. Brilliant. Now, you've got this here. You can preview if you want. So if I preview it, it will take me to a preview page, which is blank, which has just got the form on it. Now, if I go to integrate just here, press integrate, you can see here that I've got down here the embed and the copy. So if I want to make this a link where they go to just the blank page with the form on, I can use the copy. But I might want to use the embed code. And this embed code just here, if I press it, you can see it's copied. That means I can place it onto my website using a HTML block. So if you're using something like Elementor, then you can just drag in a HTML box, and then you can add that code into it. Note that sometimes the code looks, the box looks a little squashed or a little cropped. If that happens, once you've put it into your HTML, just go into the code and change it from 100%, the height of it, to pixels, and change it to probably something that'll probably be about 250, maybe 300. And you can play around with it looking in preview mode on the website to make sure that you've got all that information in there. If you discover that it's really small in the middle, you've got a lot of white, the other thing that you can do is change the style of it down here, the width. So if you change this to 900, just there, you might expand it there. And then again, you can change the padding as well, should you need to. So it's closer to the ends, just there. You can also take off the names or the ones in here as well by going into style just there, and it's somewhere down here. Yeah, the labels just here. So you can do that by making them invisible or removing them all together by showing the label up here, just there. So there's different things that you can do in order to get this how you want. And as I said, once you're ready, save it, go to integrate, grab the embed code, put it onto your website. Now, if you are using a HighLevel website or funnel, if I just go to back just here, and in here I can go into sites and let's just say websites. I'll go into funnels because it's quicker to build, or I've got a website up. No, so just go into funnels. The concept's the same. Funnels here just gives you the funnel, so where it moves along pages, where website is what you would expect to be a standard website. So create here, new funnel. If I can spell, just there. Create. And then I'm just going to press new funnel just here. Create step. New funnel. Just there. Create the step. And then create from blank. And then what I can do in here, see, is I can create my funnel. So full width just there. I can create my header. So now I've got elements here. I can like put my logo up here. That's not the one I want as a button. Let's delete that. Add element. So image up there. So I can put my logo up in that corner. And then here I can put whatever I want really. So I can have like a navigation menu up there. And then the next one just here can have my headline. So feedback form. And then what I'm going to do is add my form. So in here, once I've added my form, it will ask me which form I want. And then it will load my form into there for me. You can see it's there. And what it will ask me to do down here is what do I want the redirection to be? Use action from the form builder, which means that it will pop up with a message. That's what I got. Or I can send it to a URL myself using this and override it, or next step. And next step, again, these are really good for lead magnets. Let's just say if you haven't got the lead magnet connected to the form, you can put it in the next step. So let me just save this here. Let's just go back. Oh, save it. And then go back. And then I can add another layer to my funnel just below. There, so another step there. So then it means that they go through, and these are really good for upsells as well, which means that once they submitted the form, it can go through, give them the download, and I can put upsells and courses and everything on more steps further down. But anyway, I just wanted to show you that, and it's the same premise if you are doing your website in here as well. You create a website and you can use the form widget in order to add the form into the website. Okay, so you've got your form all set. The next thing to do is make sure that you are getting some form of automation. So what I do for this is I go into automation just here, and then I'm going to create a new workflow, and I'm going to start from scratch. So my first trigger is going to be the form. So there, form and form submitted. And the form that is going to be submitted, so change the filters, form is just here, the download form. Brilliant. Just there. Now what I do is I always put a wait in here of, let's just say, 5 minutes. And this is because if ever I accidentally send someone to this funnel where I don't want them to be, then I've got time to go in and get them before they start receiving emails. And it doesn't matter how professional you are, trust me, it does happen. I have, in years gone by, accidentally sent thousands of people to the wrong funnel, offering the wrong information. So I always make sure I protect myself now with a wait. It could literally be 2 minutes. It could be 5 minutes. Look, I know they want their email quite quickly. But the thing is this just, I'd rather have this in so they get an email, follow-up email a few minutes late, rather than accidentally send people to a workflow that they're not meant to be in. So they got there. So the next thing I could do is send an email. So send email just here. So thank you email. So from name, so we're just going to call it this here is marketing robotics. I know I'm on a test account, but so here I'm just going to do Chris at marketingrobotics.com. And the subject is thank you for your feedback. Thank you for submitting the form just there. And then here I'm just going to say hi, and then I'm just going to put in contact first name just there. So if we've left a full name, the system will be able to break that down into first name and last name. So then we can send full name. Thank you for filling in the web form. We do have it, and it has been passed to a team member who is going to contact you ASAP as soon as they can. Then you can give loads of information. Some people add attachments to this as well, should they want to, but I'm just going to do this. Thanks, Chris. And then you can add all your bottom information just down here, or the footer information to add all that to add it, make it look like what you want it to look like. So now I'm just going to add save description just there. Brilliant. I'm going to turn stat view off. Right, so there's that. Now, next thing I'm going to do is I can send myself an internal notification here. So send internal notification, which means I can send myself an email notification or SMS to say that someone has signed up if I want to. But the other thing that I need to do is I need to give this an opportunity. Now, with my opportunities, I'm just going to save this and come out of here. If I go into opportunities just up here, you can see these are the opportunities in this test account, which is for mortgages. If I go to inquiry pipeline, you can see I've got these just here. So what I can do, if I want to create a pipeline, I can go to pipelines up here, and then I can create a new pipeline, do whatever I want. Once I've got it, I can edit it, and I can create things there. So like if I stage web form interest, just there, and then let's make this go to the top. So I want this to work as a kind of a proper sales funnel. So web form interest and new leads, and then they go into hot leads, and then they book a request, and then they book confirm. So kind of all the way down there, the way I would want it to be, and then they go into my current customers once they have converted. I might have a one column there as well, and a lost column, just so I can keep track of those things. Right, so that's there. So now I'm just going to go into automation, back into automation, back into my follow-up from download. That wasn't it, was it? It was feedback form. So it was follow-up. So it was this one here. Need to name it. I haven't named it. That's bad of me. So here it is, follow-up from web feedback form. just there, and just save it, just so we know it's there. Brilliant. So here, what I can do now is I'm going to add opportunities. Just there, I'm going to want to put it into my inquiry pipeline, into my web form interest, give it a name. So I'm just going to give it a first name there by using the custom fields just here. First name has web form. There we go. That might be a little long and you might want to tweak it. So website is my source. Lead value, leave blank. Unless I know it, every lead that comes into me is worth 200 or 600 pounds. If you know that, add that. Otherwise, leave it blank. Now you need to make sure that you select a status, select open. They're all open when they come in. You haven't won them, you haven't lost them. They're not abandoned. They're just open. So there. And then at the bottom, you got these two here. Allow opportunity to move to any previous stage in the pipeline, and allow duplicate contacts. Now, this is important if you've got one person, let's say, that you are speaking to, that's booked a meeting, but then goes and sends in more information via the follow-up form. And if they do that, it means that they can't come back in because they're already in the system. So what we do is, I've just cancelled that, so let me just do that. Opportunity. Add these back in, make sure you save it. So submitted form, opportunity source, website, just there, open. So there we go, back. So, make sure that you allow the opportunity to move from any previous stage. And if you select that, it means that if they're in like meeting booked and then they buy they enter the feedback form, it means that they will come out of meeting booked and into this one. And that's not necessarily what we want, because we want them to know that they're meeting. So you leave that off. And allow duplicate means that they can be in the booking column and they can be in the web feedback column if you allow duplicate opportunities in there. So that's the one that I normally do, and sometimes merge them in the opportunity pipeline should I want to. So that's there. Now, the other thing that I add on to the end is a wait. Wait, just there. And then I normally add something like 10 days. And this just allows me to see who has gone through the process. It's not something I always do, because what you can do is you can see in the enrollment history who has came through here, and the exertion logs about where they are and when they dropped out of it. So you can see that in there, but I like to have that in just so I can see all the information in one area. Now I'm going to save this. You can see here that my email is no longer here. That's because I didn't save it before I came out of it, but it is there should that but once you've added it, you can just save it to make that happen. So let me just add that back in. Send email, just there, from Marketing Botics, from Chris at Marketing Botics. This was feedback form received. And then there was a load of information here. Hi, custom values, contact, first name. Now make sure you get it right between contact and user. Contact is them that fills out the form. User is you. So make sure you get that the right way around. I'm going to save action there and save it. Now once you're ready, just make sure that you turn the publish on as well. So that is published and ready to go, and make sure you save it. So that is how you go about doing the feedback form to the automation. And you can add a lot more in here. You can add a wait of, let's say, 2 days or 1 day, and add in more emails below and keep dripping it through. In settings here, you can stop and response. So when they email back, it instantly stops and puts them out of the sequence, so they're not continuing to get automated emails should they actually have responded to you. Allow re-entry if you want them to come into here more than once. So if you want them to be able to submit the form more than once, then make sure you allow re-entry. Otherwise, they will only ever come into here once. So loads of things down here as well about the count zone and the time zone it goes out, but not necessarily relevant. Do have a look at them just in case though. But these are the ones that you want. So make sure you allow for re-entry if it is, if you need it. So that's really good for bookings. So they can put more than one meeting, and also feedback forms just in there. So I'm just going to save that. And that's it. So that's how you go about creating those in order to do that.